I like the idea that, you can bring something entertaining or amusing or even beautiful just for a moment into someone's life, whether it's a photograph or a thought or a commentary, When my PR team first said to me, social media, you have no presence and you really should have. I resisted it because I was deeply suspicious, and there's still good reason to be suspicious of much that happens on social media. But I was talked into it, and very quickly I found it an interesting platform, certainly a very potent place for holding any kind of campaign or set of opinions that you want to share with people. I see the potential for immense good in social media, as well as all the problems that accompany it. It's at times a little scary. There are some shark-infested waters out there in the world of social media. And I've been on the receiving end of some of the bad stuff occasionally. But perhaps more than anything else, it gave me a platform for comedy, for humor, that I'd never really had a chance to explore before. And I'm glad to say that comedy is playing an increasingly large role in my working life, and that's making me very, very happy, because I always wanted to do it, but I always got cast as kings or neurotics or murderers or whatever. Thomas Middleditch, I met because of Chicago. There is a group out of Second City here called the Improvised Shakespeare Company. And I got to do a little tiny moment with them here in Chicago about 4 years ago when Renee Fleming and I co-hosted a fundraising event. And I did this little tiny improvised thing, and I was never very confident in improvisation. But later that night, over several glasses of wine, the leader of the group asked me if I would care to join them to do one of their evenings. And with terror in my heart, I agreed to do it. But I admired all of these performers so much. They're brilliant performers. And I knew I would feel safe. In fact, one of the charming things is that every night when they go on to do a show, the very last thing that happens is each one says to the other, "I got your back, I got your back, I got your back." And I'd never encountered anything like that before. And so it's like going back to school. I'm learning to improvise. I'm learning to live in the moment. I'm learning, really, as the most important thing about improvisation is to listen. Listen to what others are saying and doing, because then you can continue the narrative if possible, and never, ever to think ahead, never to anticipate anything, but important for actors to know about being in the moment. And for that, I have Chicago to thank. Oh, we were talking about Thomas Middleditch, weren't we? Well, Thomas is a member of Improvised Shakespeare Company, as well as being part of that fabulous TV series Silicon Valley, which I really love, and I just wish to hell that I had been part of that series. Thomas and I are very dear friends. We play Monopoly together. We do, and he's a great pal, and exactly the kind of person you can have that confrontation with, and for it to be both sharp-edged and also kindly and generous at the same time.